Alright, another audio video. I got a request to keep doing these audio recordings, because apparently it's soothing. I don't understand how that's a thing. And they called what I talked about weird, but it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I wanted to do this anyway because I came up with an idea. Sorry if my voice sounds raspy, and sorry if you hear dogs barking or anything. It's because I have dogs, and they're annoying, and my throat hurts. So, I thought of an idea because I really like listening to music. It's like therapeutic for me. And there's this one artist that I like called Ghost. They're like an indie Vocaloid artist, and they make a lot of songs that I like. And one of them in particular, or well, a lot of them actually, are like very deep. They have actual meanings. They're not just like fun party songs. So I wanted to dissect some of those songs because I've listened to these songs 15 times in a row each, and I've, been bored, so I try to analyze them. Most of the things that I say will probably just come off from the top of my head because I did not write down any of the things that I theorized because I didn't plan on making this video. So, first song that we're gonna do by them, or the song that we're gonna make in this video, or that we're gonna analyze in this video, is The Distortionist by them. I really like this song. Not only for the beat, but the lyrics are also nice. Well, not nice, but they're entertaining, I guess. One thing I do really like about Ghost songs is that they're easy to dissect. It's not like, for example, Kikuo, who hides the meaning of their song most of the time. Very blunt, straightforward lyrics. So, let's start. So, first of all, the beginning, I think, like how I interpret it, is that like tears laced with cyanide. That's kind of like a play on words of, well, not a play on words, but it's like another way to say crocodile tears. And flow through the cracks of a mirror shattered long ago. I'm assuming that that means like the mirror is a symbolizing a friendship that was, destroyed and is now being filled with crocodile tears, aka lies and deception. And the second line would be, and sure, I'm the one who swung the metal bat, but hey, I can't control the urge, nobody's gonna blame me for that. That's just manipulative. You can tell. It's not even trying to hide the fact that that's something a manipulator would say. But despite this, I do still think that the song isn't from the perspective of the manipulator. I think it is from the perspective of the victim because of some of the lines that we're going to talk about later. But anyways, the impossible probably talking about how they were friends with this person that's manipulating them and lying to them. And they don't want to believe that they're a bad person, but guess what? They are. Twist and turn it right around, the details never safe or sound, the truth projected through a lens with nothing proving otherwise. So the twist and turn it right around would be interpreted as like, spinning, like twisting the truth to what you want it to look like. Something a manipulator would do. The details never safe or sound because something like when people do that they're lying, they will either give too much details or too little details to make their story sound more true. The truth projected through a lens would be like tinted glasses. It's telling the truth, but it's not quite right, with nothing proving otherwise. It's like your word against theirs. There's no real reason for anybody not to believe them, and who's gonna believe you? Humans are inclined to believe what they first hear, and anything they hear afterwards they will question. Now take the time to realize, despite what you believe, the victim of a massacre was none other than poor me. That's one of the lyrics that makes me think that it's from the perspective of the victim. It does kind of sound like what the manipulator would say, like, I'm the victim of this situation, you have it so good right now. But I think that that's what the victim is saying to the manipulator, because the manipulator is trying to convince them that they are the victim, they are in pain, and the victim is nothing's wrong, and that their problems are so beneath them and they are meaningless compared to what other people are going through. Surely you can see the problem. I don't want to lose my own reflection. A deplorable perception of me was none other than an image of you. So that leads me to believe that, like, the manipulator, obviously they know that they're manipulating that person. So surely you can see the problem. Surely you could see what you're doing to me. I don't want to lose my own reflection. A deplorable perception of me is none other than an image of you. That would be like, this is making me start to lean into the direction that the manipulator is a parental figure or a peer, someone above you, that has a great influence on how you act, because that leads me to believe that the person speaking, the victim, is just like the manipulator. What I'm just gonna go off of, like, loose. This has no basis in the actual song, but I'm going to assume that the manipulator is a narcissist, because, you know, most manipulators are narcissists. Not everyone is. Not every narcissist is a manipulator. Not every manipulator is a narcissist. But I'm going to assume that. If it was a parent or peer, you would be subjected to their behavior a lot, and you would imitate it. So you yourself would become a narcissist, just like they are. And I don't want to lose my own reflection. I don't want to drown out how I feel about myself. Or, no, I shouldn't be talking in first person. They don't want to feel like they are becoming you because of how shitty you are. It's kind of like spiraling into depression because, oh, I haven't changed, have I? Or, oh, I'm finally becoming just like them, aren't I? It sucks. But, you're making a wreck of broken glass and leaving me a fucking mess. That would be like from the analogy at the start that tears laced with cyanide flow through the cracks of a mirror shattered long ago. That would be like the broken glass is the mirror, and they're trying to mend their friendship so that they can manipulate them more and more and more, right? And leaving me a fucking mess. That's obvious. Like, you know, trying to mend the relationship is making it worse. Bending light in a way that shows exactly how the story goes. Now, this is where people probably get a little bit confused on who is speaking. Bending light in a way that shows exactly how the story goes. That would be, like, from the manipulator's perspective, bending the truth into what I want it to be. But that would be the victim coming out, or not coming out of the closet, coming out and telling people what the manipulator did. So, bending light, which is the light of, or light is a metaphor for what rumors or what they've done and what they said to them, and bending it to exactly how the story actually went. Because earlier it said that, hold on. The truth projected through a lens with nothing proving otherwise. That would be paired with bending light in a way that shows, because they projected it through a lens with nothing proving. They projected it through a lens, and you're bending it back to how it should be. Whimsical dear, your lies are clear. Now who the hell would have ever guessed? Manipulators and narcissists, they hide how they actually act pretty well. Your lies are clear. You know, you got outed. Yeah, you got caught. Who the hell would have ever guessed? They put on an act. They made everybody believe that they were nice and that they were poor, or that they were, like, they couldn't hurt a fly. And now they came out now they were being proven to be a manipulator. Who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed that they were a shitty person? Play my games and abide my ways. There's no way you can compensate. Now, I don't actually know what compensate means because I forgot to Google it before I started this. Fuck. Echo. What does compensate mean?
The verb compensate is usually defined as to recompense for something. For more, ask them to give you more definitions for compensate.
Alright. Play my games and abide my ways. I'm going to assume that that means they are getting back at their manipulator for what they've done. Either they're manipulating them back, which I doubt that, or they're finally, getting the revenge that they want, and they're making them play their games, quotations, and abide their ways. And there's no one who can compensate. No one can get you out of this. You deserve this, and you know that. You can't get out of it. I'm sorry for saying you. I meant the manipulator. And then the repetition, a monster, now run away. I'm a monster, now run away. Now you're the monster. That would be like, earlier I was talking about how, let me find the lyrics. I don't want to lose my own reflection, as in the victim is becoming just like the manipulator. So the manipulator's a monster, and now you're the monster because of you act just like them. And then you're pressing the blame onto them because, they deserve the blame. But deep down, you really know that it's not all them. It's not just what they did. You were at fault, too. And just hiding that out by saying that they're the monster, too. A glimmer of betrayal changes my mind. I don't actually know what that one would mean. Because I always had trouble with that line. The odds against your favor forever, because they outed them as being a shitty person, and now their entire life is ruined. Ignorant atrocities and colorless apologies. Ignorant atrocities, causing problems just because of ignorancy. And colorless apologies, apologizing but not really meaning it. That's what manipulators tend to do. This isn't what it looks to be. I'm not as cruel as you see me. Because obviously the victim is kind of torturing that person, ruining their life just because of what they did to them. They probably deserve it though. And they're trying to convince themselves that they're not as cruel as they think they are. They're not cruel, they're just getting back at what they did. Take the time to realize, despite what you might see, the mirrors crack themselves and I was cut on the broken shards. So, I am going to go on to a more baseless theory that could be the mirror representing a relationship that the manipulator was in with someone. And the mirrors cracking themselves, the relationship broke apart, and I was cut on the broken shards. The shards being like the backlash. Like, you were also affected by the relationship ending. It makes you sad or hurt you. And you were also affected, even if it's not your problem. And how I bled, yeah. Stuck in a spotlight brighter than the smile no one ever saw. The manipulator's stuck in a spotlight because, oh shit, bad person alert. Sound the alarms. Everybody needs to know that they're a piece of shit. And the smile no one ever saw, what happened to them and what the manipulator did to them caused them to, not smile, obviously. Bending a light in a way that shows the truth that left our friends in awe. See, more to the bending light back to how it should be theory. Bending light in the way that shows the truth that left our friends in awe. As in, again, the manipulator doesn't look like they'd be manipulative, and whoop-de-doo, here they are. Madness, it's madness, oh, it's sickening, it's unfair how you distorted all my reflection and all this madness. So, madness, obviously, like, spiraling, your mental health decreasing because of what happened to you. It's sickening sickening what happened to you. It's unfair because, it's unfair that you got manipulated. How you distorted my reflection, how you distorted the way that I see myself. That could be in a form of body shaming, or that could be back to the, that could be going back to the, way that the manipulator, or the victim, is becoming just like the manipulator. Repeating, it's too late. Like, they tried to mend the relationship again, and it just didn't work. It's always too late. And then the backwards text, exactly how the story goes, bending light in the way that shows, or exactly how the story goes, bending. It's backwards, it's hard to read. Hold on. Oh, you're making a wreck in broken glass. We already did that. You're lost in a world of funhouse mirrors, twisted for eternity, bending light in a way that shows refraction of hypocrisy. Right. You're lost in a world of funhouse mirrors would be that person's personal living hell. Funhouse mirrors being like distorted versions of themselves. Now, this could be could be talking about the manipulator or the victim. If it was talking about the manipulator, it would be the victim getting back at the manipulator for what they did and torturing them in the process. Or it could be the funhouse mirrors could be for the victim, how their reflection is distorted and they're stuck with this distorted reflection, having to look at it day and night. Twisted for eternity, that also leads to the victim part. Bending light in a way that shows refraction of hypocrisy. Again, bending light to show what they did. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So that's it. That's my theory about a manipulator and a victim, the victim getting back at them. So I really do like this song. This is one of my favorite ghost songs other than, what was it? It's Dark. But that one's more of like a funny one rather than a serious song. But yeah, I really do like this song. I recommend you check it out. I'm going to add the version that I listened to and the original in this description because I listened to the slowed and reverbed version. So yeah, I hope this actually made any sense, and I hope you enjoyed me ranting for some reason.